development permit from the Lagos State Fiscal Planning Permit Authority, that's our sister agency. You are meant to proceed to LAPCA to obtain an authorization to commence construction after submission of documents. So after you obtain your approval from the Fiscal Planning Permit Authority, you write a letter officially to LAPCA that you intend to start your construction at a certain time. So the reason why this is done is to ensure that LAPCA is involved at every stage of construction. So starting from the setting out till it is roofed and painted, LAPCA is meant to be involved in the certification process. This is to ensure that corners are not cut and largely conforming with the approval that has been granted to you. So at the end of this process, you then obtain a certificate of completion for fitness and habitation, saying that LAPCA has duly followed through the whole process of the staging process and your building is fit for human habitation. So these are just the requirements for obtaining an authorization and a green sticker. You write a letter to the general manager, you submit the relevant documents of architectural and structural drawings for 2 floors, that's a ground and a suspended floor. A copy of your survey plan and site photograph is also submitted, and a letter of supervision and indemnity from a current engineer with the current practicing license. That's important. Because I can take the general manager said, we are not the ones constructing, but just to ensure that you're conforming largely what has been approved to you. So we need details of all the professionals actually, be it the architect, the engineer, and the builder, ensuring that they take responsibility for the project they are about to embark upon. So for structures 3 floors and above, that's 2 suspended floors. It's the same process, but the only thing that is included is an insurance policy. That's the general contractors and builders insurance. This is to ensure that the workers on site are protected in case of accidents and material damage. The post-construction audit, which is another department in the agency, this deals with existing buildings, distressed buildings, buildings that are undergoing remodeling and renovation. So what's the whole purpose of this this department? To ensure that all building permits obtained are in conformity with the intended usage. We have situations where people collect approvals for either residential buildings and they end up using it either for a commercial structure or residential using it for an institution, like example a church. To ensure that all buildings in use are structurally fit for habitation, to prevent collapse of distressed and structurally failed structures, and above all, obtaining a certificate of completion for fitness and habitation after the project completion. Now, this image just shows that the Nigerian police in the Nigerian Federation is the first port of call for all emergencies and crimes in the Federation. Be it auto theft, kidnapping, fraud, rape, burglary. The police is the first place you go to. That's what the Lagos State Building Control is as well. Our role in the built environment is that of a regulator and a checkmating force. So we've been talking about enforcement because for us to be able to regulate and bring sanity into the built environment, there has to be some sort of enforcement. So what's the capacity and capability of LAPCA to enforce? We have over 400 professional and technical officers in the built environment, saddled with the responsibility of identifying, sealing, and removal of all illegal and distressed structures. We have a technological innovation capture labels that identifies all constructions in the state